Hello and welcome to this episode of Junk Journal with me. I recently purchased this amazing huge book of the complete costume history, and it's really fat and huge, and I've been drooling over it for months in a shop window, and I finally decided to just go ahead and buy it, and thankfully I did because it was the last copy. And I'm showing you here some of the pages that I made copies of, which we're going to work with today. So I chose some illustrations from the France fashion from the late 1700s. So there's 3 pictures that I printed on 170 GSM sketch paper actually. My printer says it can't print that heavy paper, but it did. So maybe that's something you can try with your printer, even though the instructions say it can't. But disclaimer, please don't ruin your printer because I don't know if it's going to work or not. But I gave it a shot and I'm so happy I did because I love it. So the first image I'm working with is this one, and I wanted to make a tag out of it. So I am backing it with some random green shiny-ish cardstock that I purchased from Action, which is a Dutch store. In a lot of countries in Europe we have this, and I'm just going to, after I've inked the image, I'm going to glue that onto the cardstock, which I just cut down to frame the illustration a little bit, and I left some space at the top so I could cut the corners to form a tag shape. So just snipping off one corner and then flipping it over to the other to have the same shape. And then I thought on the bottom, why don't we add some, I have this mint lace that I also got from Action a while ago. So I just inked it up. Oh yeah, and then I have this punch. I think this punch is meant for more like for office IDs or something like this, but I got this from AliExpress a while ago. I will of course link it below, and I think it makes such a cool punch for the, or hole for the tags if you want to insert some ribbon. So yeah, so here's the mint green lace. It's self-adhesive, so this is also from Action, and I thought I would just add a touch of something on the bottom so it's not so plain, and just putting that the width of the illustration. And then I decided to take this blue butterfly ribbon that I've had for a really long time. I got this locally at a shop called Depot. I think they actually still have it. And I chose this blue one because actually the background of the image is light blue and I didn't want too much green. So I thought this blue one might work better. And I was trying to think how to actually tie it at the top, and after just cutting these slanted ends, I decided to use my Avril yarn. I will link that below as well. And then I just decided to tie a bow around that ribbon with my Avril yarn. And with these, I had to make a double knot because otherwise this kind of yarn opens. So that's just something you can do easily. And I just wanted to also share the story I had with this book. Was really cute. It's a very small bookshop, and it's very close to my apartment. And yeah, I'm sorry, I just had to add a word or something. So this is my cigar box with all the words and phrases I've cut out, and I'm going to use this one, which I received. There's a link I received from dear Emma. So thanks again, Emma. I'm linking that below as well. There's a whole bunch of words with definitions that you can print off for free. So I'm gonna put that on there. And yeah, so my bookshop experience, it was so cute because I bought this book and we came to talking about what I do, and I told her about my channel and everything, and she started bringing out all these amazing nature books and pattern books and just beautiful wallpaper books, all these beautiful things. And she said, yeah, why don't you just take photos of whatever you want, and maybe you can just print out the photos instead of buying all the books. And I'm like, oh my God, that is so nice. And she's like, yeah, I'm happy to help out any, you know, people who are trying to get on their feet to start their own business, blah, blah, blah. So really, really sweet. So I took some photos of a couple of her books with some beautiful nature themed illustrations. And by the way, I just put this in Allison's journal, and it has a little bit sticking out at the top. I didn't want too much sticking out. And this will be the next image I'm going to be using, also in Allison's journal. By the way, I have Allison's Instagram link below if you're interested in one of her journals. And so this one I was just rounding the corners, and I was going to make a pocket out of that. And I'm adding a very, very thin piece inside because I don't want to bulk up this journal. So I'm just adhering that on 3 sides, and then I'm going to take one of Allison's beautiful receipts that I had gotten from her and trim that down and to write something on there. Yeah, so I wanted to just say, and then she was looking at my Instagram, and she said, well, if you want, why don't you bring some of your journals and we can put some of them in our display? And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, I'm happy to, you know, she always does like themes in her display. So she's like, yeah, we can come up with a theme together and we can just display your journals and, you know, leave some information there for people. I'm like, oh my God, that is so sweet. And so, yeah, so I need to do that at some point to bring her some of my journals, which is not easy because they are my babies. And as you know, they have personal things in them. But I thought, another way to get out of my comfort zone. So I'm going to try that. And yeah, just to make, I mean, because people here don't know what junk journaling is. So if you don't know, I'm in Vienna, Austria. Junk journaling is not a thing, and it's very hard to explain to people what it is. So this might help raise awareness in some way. I don't know. I thought I would just try it. So what I'm adding here is, what it says is, your life is not about you. Rather, your life is about the lives of everyone you touch. This quote for me is so powerful. This quote is the essence of a video I watched yesterday, and the video is the best self-growth video I've ever seen. I love watching these self or personal growth videos, and I'm gonna link that one below. I really love it. I really urge you to watch this video. It is actually life-changing. So if you enjoy videos like that, please have a look at it. And now for the third piece, I'm back in my no-sew journal, and I was going to use this stunning image to, after I ink it up, to make a tuck spot. So I'm just taking it out, and this is actually a inside cover of a piano paper or piano book. So I thought that would be fitting. And so I just sewed that on there with my sewing machine. You could obviously also glue it on if you don't have a sewing machine or you don't want to. And inside I wanted to add this little pocket that I made off camera. It's just some vellum that I've sewed together and rounded the corner and then punched a little thing at the top with my envelope punch. And inside I'm going to add these stickers that I made, and I've been inspired to make my own stickers by 2 people. So one is Geiker, I'm sorry, I still don't know how to say her name. I will link her video below, and also by Emma, and I will link hers below as well. So they've both been making their own stickers, and I thought, let's give it a try, and I'll show you the way I do it. So I just have these plain label stickers, and I'm using my archival sky blue ink, and I'm just directly going over the stickers. And disclaimer here, I don't know if that's good for your ink. To be honest, it might ruin your ink. I don't know. I've done it a few times now. It seems fine, but yeah, please be careful with your precious inks. And now I'm just going over it with my Distress Vintage Photo, and I'm making sure to only go over it both horizontally and vertically, because I want to see the lines. They're like little hair lines, you can see, and I'm just doing that until I feel it's grungy enough. Now I'll show you a close-up right now. So you can see it has these fine lines, and I love the grunginess of this. I'm so in love with these. And then I was looking for some stamps in my collection that would work with the sizes of the labels, and I have these, and unfortunately I do not have a link for these because I've gotten them a really long time ago and I couldn't find them on my AliExpress link, so I'm not sure where I got them. I couldn't find them. So go through your stash, look for whatever works with whatever labels you might have, and just experiment and have fun. And by the way, I'm just stamping here with my Stays On Jet Black ink, and here I'm using my Stamponymous Tim Holtz Ticket Booth stamps. I will have those linked below. I did get these from Amazon. And I'm going to do 2 separate ones of those. And they're just really fun stickers to make on your own, and you know that, you know, nobody else has them. And everybody has different stamps and different inks, so everybody's is going to look different. And I love these. They're also great for putting into Happy Mail. And these are some other ones that I did earlier, and you can combine stamps. Like the left one is 2 different stamps, and yeah, just have fun playing around with them. So I just put those in the pockets, as you saw. And lastly, I'm going to add this very plain white paper bag, random paper bag. I don't remember where it got it from. I must have bought something, and I'm going to just slip that into my binding. And I thought for the one side I'm going to just make a collage. So I'm picking out some ephemera pieces that might work together for a collage, and some of these bits are tickets I made myself with this ticket booth stamp set. So there's a die cut and the stamp set, but for some of these I used just random stamps actually, which is also fun. And some of these bits are from a previous Happy Mail from Allison, these vellum stamped pieces. And yeah, I'm gonna just try to arrange them and see what might work. And yeah, and I thought maybe I'd also use some washi tape, which was from Happy Mails. And looking at it now, I wish I would have tea or coffee dyed this paper bag first, but for some reason that didn't even come into my mind when I was doing it. I don't know why. So we're just gonna have to go with it. And I start arranging, and what I do is I take the first piece is the biggest piece, which is kind of gonna be my most central piece, I guess. Not central piece, the most dominant piece, with those beautiful mushroom images. And now I'm kind of draping the other pieces around it to form some interest and to form some interesting shapes to give the whole piece some dynamic. I keep getting questions about how to do collages, and a lot of you are struggling with collages, so I'm trying to incorporate, even if they're small collages, I'm trying to incorporate more of these and kind of try to explain my thought process so that maybe it would help you. So I've inked all the pieces up and glued them down. No need for you to watch me do that. And now I'm just gonna find a spot in my journal to just slip that in. And then I need to find something to put in the bag. So I found a spot. I'm just gonna slip that through the binding. And yeah, now I'm gonna go through some medium-sized ephemera, my little drawer here. I have 2 of these little drawers, and I'm trying to decide what I want to put in that bag. These are some printouts that I've been sent by email from you wonderful viewers, and I thought I might go with that, but somehow I didn't think that the theme worked together with the collage. So I decided not to take that one on the right, and instead I'm taking one of these, which are stamped images that I received from my friend Raisa, who's also here in Vienna, and we meet up from time to time. We're going to meet up fairly soon again to go to a very small flea market that I've never been to in the center of Vienna. I think they have it 2 times a month now, and she was there and she said it's really good. So I think I'm going next week on Wednesday with her. So I'm excited to see what they have there. Not that I need anything else at the moment. I'm kind of overwhelmed with all the stuff I have now, so I really need to be careful what I'm buying. So what I'm doing here is I wanted to back it with something a little larger and something a little more sturdy. So I have these large Project Life cards that I found at a craft flea market or a craft fair here in Vienna. We had that, I think, in May, and I picked up a whole bunch of those. They were really cheap. I was so happy because you can't find those here in Austria otherwise. And I was trying to decide whether should I go with a contrasting color, which I would have loved, or something that is more toned down. And I would have actually loved to go with that teal or that turquoise, but somehow this white thing in the middle was bothering me. So I ended up going with this black and white striped one, which is okay. Not really my preferred one, but from the choices I had, I just decided this was the best option. And it was too big for the bag, so I just cut it down a little bit with my paper trimmer. And since, of course, the rounded corners were gone, I used my new 4mm corner rounder punch, which is also linked below. It's again from AliExpress. And I'm just gonna glue that on there. And I'm gonna leave it as is. I'm not gonna add anything else or on the back. So I'm just gonna slip that in there. So that was it. Hope you enjoyed that and hope you got some more ideas for your own journals. And why don't you give those stickers a try? And I hope to see you back here next time. I post every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
I might be broken down, but I'm smiling. I keep my head up high though.